Over the last few years we've been working on a plan with Durrants to develop this garden centre site to being something quite special for the company. We wanted to make something that was really a specialist destination rose and plant centre, and we had an existing metal building as well as of course a small garden centre which we've now transformed. A very small tea room with about 35 covers, so we've now developed into a restaurant with 90 covers plus, with associated buildings next to it as well, and also of course a major canopy area for the growth and production of plants. We had quite a difficult project right the way through because we had our initial plan and we had to do it against a very fast, a very rapid timescale. So we were actually developing the project as we were constructing it almost, that alongside some legacy issues which we encountered, so we had to sort those issues out again, working with Durrants as the project was being constructed. We found early on that the reinforced concrete that should have been there on the previous work that had been done 20 years ago hadn't been there. It was all substandard, so we had to dig it all up and put in a much higher specification concrete, put new drains in, all sorts of extra new services. So it's quite a number of complications and issues which Durrants and particularly Trevor worked very well with us to actually resolve. We heard that there was a possibility of a business development grant in the last years while we were members of the EC, and so we applied for it in a very short timescale, and we were lucky enough to get it. But anybody who goes for a grant knows it's jolly hard work. You've got a lot of modelling to do, the design as well as the actual costing of it, and then of course the financial modelling. And at all stages Trevor particularly was very much involved in it. He's helped us all the way through, and we have, as I said, had some really big tricky issues to deal with, not only going through the tender process with other contractors, but then of course towards the end of the process everything was on track. We then had the main contractor who had problems with a major development elsewhere, went into administration, and literally within 12-15 hours Trevor and his team had actually found us new contractors to take over the work to enable us to open on time, which was absolutely brilliant. That was a very stressful time. This is only the start, because when we worked with Trevor we actually created an overall plan for the future. So in fact this is just the start of it. We have bold plans over the years to actually go much further, to actually extend the restaurant into a bigger restaurant still, to have more cover space, but even more importantly to have a bigger plant area and also to extend the garden, and eventually hopefully a new visitor centre down the bottom, but that's a few years down the line. We've got to pay for this first.